An accurate statement. Troy, what do you think on that?
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, let's go to John in Virginia. What's up, John?
Hey, John.
Oh, the phones weren't put on. What's up, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey,
Yes.
buddy.
Hey, yeah, when they, a sad day when they pushed Jim out because he can't see and he's old. Oh, we love you, Jim. I feel like Rush gives us a future glimpse into Jim's life. That he's going to be in his house doing Chip old microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chip is retired, but I understand what you're saying.
Okay, I was going to ask you for an update today anyway on that.
There's no update.
As we're talking about successful radio shows. Well, yesterday he was he wasn't retired, he was on hiatus.
Yeah.
Today, is he retired or still on hiatus?
Whatever it is, I'm not going to do it.
How come?
I just don't want to.
Yeah.
It's for what? I don't want to do it. My Rogan is up today too. I did Rogan when I was out in LA. So
that's amazing.
I think that went up today. So it should be up. I think it's up.
You didn't try to get Chip on Rogan?
No, I don't think I could do that. I don't even. First of all, I don't know if Joe would do it. Joe's too rational and like he might enjoy it for a few minutes, but then he'd probably be like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, this is the biggest podcast in the country. Wow.
I mean, we talk for 3 hours. Like it's just you have a conversation,
right?
It ebbs and it flows and it's about everything.
Plus,
and
you've known him for decades. Like he's looking at you, going like, "Why am I, Jim?"
That's what we started talking. I think that's how we started talking. It was about you realize how long he's known me. I think. My first memory of him doing gigs together was 1992, doing a fucking gig in like upstate New Jersey somewhere, some Lake Apache. So it's weird, like when you realize how long you know a guy for, to sit there and go, what do you fucking wrestle? Would just be weird.
It would be really weird.
Without somebody else there.
Yeah.
Maybe for an hour.
Maybe you could do like the MMA show that he does or something like that. Like
for an hour, yeah. But for 3 hours to sit there, I'd be humiliated.
Yeah, it would be embarrassing.
I couldn't do it.
You think you would break in 3 hours?
I would, yeah, because with two people, it would be too bizarre to have that kind of conversation. If there was other people there, like if Anthony was there and one of the or you, or fucking Bobby, like
then at least people can bounce off. And you know what that is? It's a validation of the character. We'd be there to validate. Don't worry. Yes, this is stupid, but we're here with you.
Yeah, it's a real person.
If nobody's there with you, it's like I'm alone, and why am I doing this stupid voice?
What am I doing?
Oh my God, I still have the glasses on. Why am I doing this?
How come Jim Norton doesn't blink when he's in character? Because Chip pointed that out.
Chip pointed that out?
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, on a cameo one time. The only time I don't blink is when I'm doing him. It's the only time my fucking face is all over the place.
So Chip is still doing cameos.
For now, yeah, and I'm not being greedy, trying to get intro. I just.
You think Chip might leave show business for a period of time?
Oh, but there's no doubt. It's 100%.
Chip is going to leave show business.
100%.
Oh, I love that.
100%.
I love that. We will have to say goodbye to Chip. Is going to leave public life at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe Chip should try to garner sympathy and jump on this and say he has lung cancer. I got fucking advanced lung cancer.
Listen, I didn't want to have to tell you this.
In a shitty home studio.
Yeah, I got piles.
I'm gonna have to. I got a really bad case of the gout.
Yeah, I got there's some non-disease.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
You have to walk away.
Yeah, I got to step away for a little while.
You just put out the video.
You have lupus.
Yeah, I got Lyme disease.
I caught the bubonic plague.
Yeah. So yeah, I just I saw there's nothing to be gained by it. Look, it has a cult following. I appreciated the people who and I have a couple of animations that are still coming out too.
Well, there's content there for decades, so you could do animations forever.
And there's 2 animations that I know are being done by guys that always do great jobs with the animation, because I still have some of that money left. So until that money runs out, I'm going to keep doing the animations.
So I feel like people should be #pray for Chip because Chip is getting ready to walk away from public life.
Yeah, he's upset.
And it's going to be tough. Paul in Los Angeles.
Hey.
Hi, thanks, guys.
Hey, bub.
Every time I think of or I hear about Rush Limbaugh, I always remember that story about how he was detained coming back from a trip from the Dominican Republic with 4 of his buddies because he had a bunch of Viagra in his bag.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember? Do you remember if it was real Viagra or if it was like off-brand?
No, I think it was the real stuff.
Nice. Nice.
So they were wondering if he had some huge party with his buddies with Dominican prostitutes.
See, that's the thing.
Who knows?
I mean, look, there's only one reason that he would have all that Viagra with all of his friends with him. But that's the thing about doing that, like the moral majority. I'm speaking. I'm the voice of reason radio. It's like when you are addicted to pills and when you're, going to Dominican Republic with a bag full of Viagra, like somehow Rush survived all of it because he's got such a loyal following. But clearly there was some hypocrisy in his life, right?
I'm the mayor of Peckaville.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well, I think
Paul.
that's why he's so successful, too. I think his audience tends to be like, as they say, angry white males, but also that's a very profitable advertising demo.
Oh, yeah, because
I think, liberals tend to be not as, stereotypically or whatever, but yeah, they don't have the spending power, perhaps, that, the angry white males do.
Angry White Males is a good audience to get. Thank you, buddy. Angry White Males is a good audience to get. I mean, angry white males will mobilize.
And they listen. Let's go to Brian in Philly, too. I'm interested in what he says about this. Yes, they will.
What's up, Brian?
Hey, guys. So, Jimmy, you had said, why does liberal radio fail and conservative radio always seems to succeed? I just got done reading Andrew Breitbart's first book, and Breitbart was a hardcore lefty liberal out in Hollywood, and he was delivering manuscripts around as a courier. That was his job. And out of hate one day, he decided to listen to Rush Limbaugh. And so he starts listening to Rush, and he's like, wait a minute, what the fuck? This guy's not this crazy racist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So in the book, he dives into this very topic, and what he finds is that everything in the media, especially like in the late 80s, right? Everything was liberal propaganda, whether it was Democratic, independent, it was all propaganda. And here comes Rush Limbaugh out of nowhere, and it's the only place where an actual conservative view was broadcast. And then that's just how it snowballed.
Okay, thank you. You probably.
Thanks, Brian.
I liked Andrew Breitbart, so
I'm sure
he's a
that's
smart
part
guy.
of it.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure that's part of
Yes, Eddie in Utah.
it. Yeah, what's going on, Eddie?
Hey, it's kind of ironic that Chip was going away, that after about a cameo, he ended a 4-year relationship after talking about my girl jacking off a horse.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Did I ruin things? I'm sorry, Eddie.
No, you annoyed her, or Chip annoyed her so much, I thought it'd be funny to do a Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
And she saw it, and she watched it in the car as we're driving, and I looked over, and it just had these nails being bored into me from her eyes.
Can you imagine
And
that?
a week later, she broke up with me.
She did. Well, that's because that was probably like her notion that you're a mentally ill, selfish person, that you gave her a Chip cameo for Christmas.
That was the final straw. No, but you know what it was? He needed Chip to speak for him. Eddie, Chip was your spokesperson, and I hope he did you proud.
Oh, he absolutely. All started with Chip the dog. That's where it all started.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Eddie.
Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, well, those Chip cameos are now limited edition.
For now, yeah.
Right.
I just can't do it.
Do you want to? Are you trying to concentrate a little bit more on Jim? And
No,
a little bit less on
I don't give
Chip.
a fuck about him either. No.
Jim is just about ready to walk away from public life too.
Fuck him too. Yeah.
I do hope that this is all a ruse, and Chip is walking away from public life, and he's going to go away, and like 2 weeks later, here's Edgar or something stupid like that.
Yeah, no. I just, it's just not what I don't know why I'm not feeling anything from it anymore. Like, it's fun to do. Like, I love doing it.
Right.
It's some of the most fun I have doing it. But the last podcast, when I saw how that looked, and I'm like, what am I, like, it's too much of a hassle to go out and do live shows. Like,
and maybe the Chip's journey, maybe the journey's been completed.
It's a limited journey. Yeah.
Right. Like, maybe, like, where else is there for Chip to go? I know
it's not going to get any bigger. I mean, it's funny for people who like it. I think it's funny.
Tony Burton wants Chip on Big Brother.
I love Tony Burton. His heart's in the right place.
Yeah, his heart is in the right place. It's great. You have an agent that supports Chip.
Yeah.
I think this is a publicity stunt from Chip.
That's funny.
you think Jim is just doing a publicity stunt just to get all that sympathy and everything, and then Chip's, all right, I'll stay.
I'll come back.
Okay.
No.
It's like when Jay-Z retired on the Black Album.
Right.
And everybody just wanted him so bad.
Right.
And he comes back and he's better than ever.
Right. It's like Michael Jordan retiring.
Yeah.
Chip's going to come back with that 45 jersey on.
Yeah, no, this is the other people. This is definitely a retirement.
It's not a wrestling retirement?
No.
Where like a month later,
Nope.
you come back, okay, one more match.
No. Mm-mm.
Somebody's going to open up their checkbook for Chip. That's what's going to happen.
It's not a money thing. Like, there's really nowhere to make money on it. Like, it's not even like I mean, I've made money on it, not a lot, but it's not about the money because there's really nowhere to make money on it.
How great would that be if this all backfired, right? And the disappearance of Chip created supply went down.
Yeah.
And demand went way up. And you're sitting there, you're back in L.A., and you're in one of those meetings, you know, at a big table, and some executive takes his checkbook out and goes, what number has to be on this paper for Chip to come back to us? If Netflix goes, what number has to be on this paper for Chip to do something with us? I know you say he's gone, but this checkbook disagrees.
Or they write it on a piece of paper and they slide it over.
Jim, why don't you slide this paper over to Chip Chipperson?
No, Sean in Boston, it will not affect me here.
Sean?
Hello?
Hey, bud.
Yep.
Yeah, I just, I support all of your decisions and everything. I want you and all your characters to be happy. I just want to make sure that, I just want to make sure you don't mess up your contract because it was such a holdup. And I just want to say, Angry White Males, didn't they support the Opie and Anthony show?
Very much so.
Who?
Angry White Males.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good audience. Thank you,
Love
Sean.
you. Kisses. Bye-bye.
Bye. I mean, yeah, that is ironic that
They do replay this podcast here, but if I'm not doing it, there's nothing to replay.
they could replay the archives.
Yes.
The catalog.
Wouldn't that be great? From the catalog of Chip Jefferson?
Yeah. There's enough there for years.
It is funny though that Chip is retiring, and he legit was, a year and a half ago when we signed our newest deal. It was the holdup.
Yep.
It really slowed it. We signed our contracts a month late because of what a holdup Chip Jefferson was.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Which part?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frustrating because you thought Chip was going to do more?
No, I mean it's probably done more than it should have. To be honest, like, what am I going to do with it? I mean, I don't have the. I'm not good at putting things together, like going out and doing other things.
Right.
I have nobody around me.
Right, and you don't. Yeah.
Who has any fucking vision?
Right.
And that's not their fault. That's my fault for not putting people around me that have any kind of vision.
Right.
None.
Right.
Like, and I don't mean you. I'm talking.
No.
about
I didn't take that as me.
business people. Like, there's nobody who will. Like, some guys, and again, that's not. Sometimes some people need things. Like, for me to do well in something like that, it helps to have somebody who's like Kevin Undergaro is really good at that shit. Hey, how about this? How about that? Like, and then I can concentrate on kind of doing the part of it that I'm good at.
Right.
I'm not like Andrew Schultz is amazing at the whole thing. Like, Andrew is really good at getting himself going and making a business out of it, and his content is very good.
He's also got good people around him, though.
Yeah, you have to. Kevin Hart is great. I mean, again, I like to compare myself to Kevin Hart, but meaning like
You're the Kevin Hart of stupid characters.
If you have people around you who are very good at putting things together and going, hey, that's a great idea, let's make it move. But I have nobody in none. So
I got Hot Dog.
Yeah, you know what? If he implicates what you want.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not blaming anybody. It's my own fault because it's my responsibility. I'm the person.
Yeah.
But I'm just not, there's nothing I can do.
I think Tom's figured it out. What's up, Tom, in New York?
Hey, guys. This whole little Chip stunt, I can't believe you didn't figure it out, Sam, but so Chip's going to go, and he's going to come back as little baby Chip.
Chip is going to do every podcast with that Instagram filter so his eyes are real big and rosy cheeks. Here's baby Chip.
Little baby. He's getting on the bandwagon like everybody else is.
I think you're right, Tom. I think Chip comes back as baby Chip.
It's so funny. I'm going to make an announcement that I'm sick and taking time off for my health.
You got to. Yeah, one more trip to the old Riotcast studio just so you can record your message that you're sick and you don't know when you'll be there or when you'll be there when you can. Dennis in Michigan.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say it's going to be sad not to hear any more Chip podcasts, but at least I know I can go back and listen to all the old ones whenever I want to, or watch the live shows. Well, except for one.
There is. Actually, Dennis does bring up a good point. I'm glad you called with that, Dennis. There is one Chip podcast that you won't be able to hear, but all the rest.
That's right.
Will be a part of the catalog.
That one was pretty good too, right?
1,000 people.
It's probably the best one.
What? Really?
I think so, yeah.
1,000 people.
1,000 people, by the way, standing ovation. That's how much they liked it. Yep. But that's out there in the universe somewhere.
I think there's one live show I haven't put up.
The Philly show, I think.
I haven't put that up, right?
I think there is a live. Yeah, there's we did 3.
I put up Boston and I put up.
One wasn't recorded. You put up Boston?
Yep. That's been up.
Okay, so Philly we didn't put up then.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there is still content. That's that nugget. That's that nugget that people can realize. There is still one show that is not there. But there's not going to be a new Chip show this week.
No.
That's it.
No, normally I would tape it tomorrow night. I'm not doing it.
Not even a retirement show.
No.
One more.
No.
Give us one more.
No.
Oh, guys, jeez.
What, Travis?
I just don't want to.
Is Chip retiring, but Lyle coming back for like a long form, serious podcast?
Yeah, it's going to be an interview show.
So tell me, what made you want to be an actor?
Yeah. Chip got a copy of Howard Stern's book, and now Lyle wants to. He wants to more focus on the interviews and the conversations.
It should be a book of Chip's transcripts.
Yeah, and Chip's reflections. You know what I fucking learned.
Yeah, that is funny. A book of reflections.
I think so. I think there's more juice in that Chip berry.
Oh yeah, the well's not dry.
I don't think so. Yeah. Dakota in Oklahoma.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning,
Hello.
Dakota.
Hey, I got a question and a comment, but it's more about the comment. The question is this the end result of bad podcast producing? Was it just too much going on there and stuff not getting recorded and people not hitting record and we couldn't do that no more?
No. I'm not going to blame other people, but I mean, the last one, again, there was a bunch of things that went wrong with it. So, but when you look at the last, I'm like, I just.
Shaky cam?
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's, again, when you're fixing things up, there's going to be little bumps in the road. But I just.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're stopping this whole thing because one show had a shaky cam. It's just like that's the last straw.
The final straw.
Yeah,
I just can't. There's nothing. I'm not enjoying it anymore.
Sam, when is the retirement party you're throwing? Because you got to do that.
I should throw Chip a retirement. We should
throw a big one.
We should force a retirement party for Chip, like in the
as long as Bob Kelly's there.
Yeah, no, I'll get everybody there. Thank you, Dakota. Maybe we should do a live event at the Hard Rock or something like that. The Chip farewell party.
It's a really the live shows were fun, man. I loved them, and people came out to see them. They sold a lot of tickets, but it's like you got to make sure other guys are available. And it's like I can't just do Chip by myself. Well, I'm sick of trying to wrangle people to do it. Like I'm fucking sick of it. I don't want to have to ask people, "Hey, are you available?" I like doing shit myself.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That is the pain in the ass of podcasting. I mean, I know, and I only have to get, like, on the wrestling podcast, getting a guest every week, like, people do not understand the difficulty of it. And it's not finding one guest. It's the consistency of every single week. And then somebody flakes on you at the last minute. And then if it's Chip, 2 people flake on you at the last minute. And you're trying to do 100 other things because it's not like the Chip podcast by itself is going to pay your bills. You got to ask people for favors all the time. And I mean,
yeah, you need somebody.
That part of it gets to be a fucking lot.
I needed a behind. I don't know where to find a behind the scenes person who's really good at getting everything together.
And it's like you can't give them a ton of money because there's not a ton of money coming in.
There's not a ton of money to be made. It's just not at this point.
That's the thing about it. Like at Sirius, we have this amazing staff around us, but that's because Sirius has a ton of money coming in, and Sirius can pay them. We don't have to pay them out of our pockets.
Right.
When you're doing a podcast, you have to make enough money on the podcast where you can pay people to do a good job, or you just got to do it yourself, and that becomes really a
And
lot.
it's hard between radio and UFC and personal life stuff. And it's like, we all have a certain. Again, this is a great, easy job, but you only have so much time to do shit, and then it's like getting people together, and then can we do a live show? Hey, is this guy available? Are you available? Can you travel? Should we all get hotels? It's just a whole fucking thing, it's just too much.
And to what degree is other stuff suffering? Like, what's the value of this thing that I'm doing, and what's it costing me in terms of time and energy?
And I love it. Chip is the most fun I have, but it's just the other stuff
That
around
makes
it.
me feel a certain way, but go on.
No, it's even more fun than being Jim Norton. It's nothing personal.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy doing Chip with you, but I mean, I'd rather talk as Chip than myself. I'm so sick of it. I'm just sick of the whole.
Of you or Chip or
the whole picture. The whole fucking picture.
Why don't you hire someone and pay them in like percentages of Chip ownership?
Somebody could come in and own Chip.
Yeah, I own 25% of Chip now.
And then what about this, Jim? I'd like to come in, and I will produce Chip, but I would like to get 20% ownership of Chip Chipperson and all things associated with Chip Chipperson, and I would like $1 for every sale that is made around Chip Chipperson in perpetuity.
Who is she?
Okay. Never mind. The deal's off the table. And Chip is an idiot, and for that reason, I'm out.
Jesus.
Let's go to.
I didn't mean to make this a whole. We were talking about Rush Limbaugh.
Look, this is a bigger deal than Rush
It's
Limbaugh.
not.
Rush Limbaugh has had 33 years, or however long he's been in broadcasting. He's pissed everybody off, and he got cancer from smoking cigars. It's not exactly, oh, how could this have happened? Like, yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. He's angry all the time. He's yelling all the time, and he smokes cigars. If you don't have cancer by 69, when that's how you spend your life,
Yeah.
I don't know how that's happening.
Yeah.
Chip, on the other hand,
is young and virile.
Young and virile to slip into an early retirement because of his outrageous success in show business. That's shocking to people. It's like when a football player decides to leave the field
At their prime, yeah.
in their prime. That's Chip.
Yeah.
That's Chip.
Going out on top.
Exactly. Exactly. This is like when Indiana had to deal with Pat McAfee leaving the Colts so early. They didn't know what was happening.
That's right.
Let's go to Corey in Rockland.
Yes.
What's up, Corey?
Semi-Brian Muffin.
Okay.
Hey, got you in Houston. What do you call it? I guess I was one of the very privileged few to get to see the very final Merry Chipmas in the fishbowl that day.
Oh, yeah. Disaster.
Yeah, that didn't help.
No.
That didn't help.
And again, that wasn't Kevin's fault. And that was Chris, the teacher, had the choir mishap, but that wasn't even Chris's fault because that was me for not being. And again, I don't have anybody on my side who I gave that responsibility to. So that was nobody's fault. Like, I don't blame anybody for that but myself.
It just is what it is, but it was the beginning of the end.
100% because it felt so shit to do it because of the sound not coming back.
Right.
Because a sound engineer couldn't figure out how to put sound in a room.
By the way, I don't know what Corey and Rockland's frequent flyer miles are, but I swear to God, no matter what city I'm in for WWE, I know his face now. And he's just somewhere in the crowd. I'm at the Royal Rumble. I wasn't even in the position that I'm usually in. I was standing in the entranceway to shoot what we were shooting, and he just pops up above the dugout in Houston, because we were in the baseball stadium, and just goes, Semi-Brian Muffin! I'm like, we're in Houston. What are you doing?
Paul and let's go to Paul in Niagara Falls.
What's up, Paul? Paulie.
Hey, this is Horsecock, it's a twink. How we doing?
Hello. Who's who?
Yeah, wow.
Listen, Jim, I have to tell you, is a fan of yours for quite some time, man. If you're not looking to do Chip because of monetary reasons, I get that, brother. I really do. We all love him, though. I want you to understand that. You know what I mean? We really do. But I'm the kind of guy. That kind of likes it in little increments. You know what I mean? 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here. You telling Sammy about his father's fucking waxy mustache and all that crazy shit. Like, I like that shit, you know what I mean? But if it's too much of a headache to actually pull off the show, brother, why don't you just combine it with the Twitch shit that I keep bringing up to you over and over and over?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. Thank you, Paul. Maybe I'll do something with it.
What if you did?
By the way, I just saw somebody on Twitter he asked Bob Kelly, Why are you ruining this? Has nothing to do with Bobby. Bobby has been. I wouldn't have done this show without Bobby. So this is please don't say that to Bobby. Bobby's the only reason the show existed to begin with.
And Bobby's great on the podcast.
Yeah,
he's always been supportive. Like
And I don't. And again, that last one was a disaster. But I don't. That's again. I am the one who asked them to move the cameras. So that would not have been as bad if I didn't ask them to move the cameras.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't think anybody should get it twisted. You're taking quite a bit of personal responsibility here.
100% of it.
Yeah, this is your deal.
Anything around it that didn't work is because I didn't install somebody who could make it work. And I'm not being passive aggressive by saying that. I mean, it's ultimately my responsibility.
Why don't you do? First of all, I think that people should start rumors like how everybody thinks that Andy Kaufman is still alive. I think Chip should fake his own death.
Ooh.
Not retire. I think, it's Chip doesn't retire. I think Chip should fake his own death and let the rumor mill start that Chip Chipperson is actually still alive.
Wow.
And there's like spottings.
Right.
Like there's a picture of like Chip in like on a street corner.
Right, but then you realize that it's somebody, like it's Bob Zamuda dressed as Tony Clifton. You know what I mean? Find somebody else to dress up as Chip.
Oh, that's funny.
And have, Chip be somewhere. But then maybe once a year, there should be a Chip live show. Can you imagine if Chip never appeared in public, never was on the radio, there was no more Chip content, but once a year, like the Patrice benefit, except it was the Chip Chipperson benefit, and Chip showed up, that once a year, there's a Chip live show, and that's all the Chip content.
People would lose interest, and it would have 40 people show up.
Look how many people lost their minds when Fez came back 2 Thanksgivings ago.
Oh, my God.
To Bennington.
People lost their minds. You think that if Chip wasn't on every week, is that AJ in there, our new intern?
Yeah.
Did Mike teach him how to talk with an indoor voice?
He did, yeah. They're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like supply would go down and demand would go up, but you feel like if people weren't reminded on a regular basis, they'd go, who gives a fuck?
Of course.
I see.
100%.
Okay, that's another theory.
Should be like Tupac. You know what I mean? Where Chip dies.
Yes.
And then a podcast comes out.
Just appears.
Yeah,
no
like-
visual, by the way.
Sounds a lot like Chip.
Right. It's so loud. So loud. So then there's rumors that might not even be the original Chip.
Now, there could be videos. There could just be old ones from the archives.
What if somebody did a podcast with Chip's old podcasts? Like, you know how Suge Knight kept putting out Tupac songs?
Yeah.
And they would just take the stuff that he'd recorded? Like, that song changes. Like, that's not a real song. They just took...
It's a good song, though, right?
It's an incredible song.
He wasn't done with that. He was just working on it.
The cops do get jealous when they see you with your mobile phone.
Back then, they did. Sure.
They did, yeah. But imagine if somebody did that for Chip. They started taking the stuff on his podcast. They started putting out new podcasts, and it was the Machiavelli version of Chip. Remember Machiavelli?
Of course.
Yeah.
So wait, he never got to hear changes.
No.
Tupac, yeah.
No. Ryan on Long Island.
Yo, Jim, blink if this whole Chip thing is a work.
I can't help it. It's what I do anyway.
He did. He just blinked 7 times during this one phone call.
I guess it's settled then. Chip lives on.
Thank you, Ryan. Let's go to this downer. Nate in Kansas City.
Hey, Jim and Sam.
Hello, Nate.
Hey, I think it's all right that you're going on hiatus. I mean, I love you. I've watched every single Chip podcast about 10 times, but I think coming back to a live performance every once in a while, I think that'd be great.
Look, I am insisting. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.
I am insisting. We have to do, when this is done, when the cameos are done, when the whole thing is done, we have to do a Chip Chipperson funeral. Like, there has to be a funeral for Chip Chipperson. I won't accept no for an answer. Like, there must be. Chip can be there or not. I would assume that he wouldn't be there, but it would be a very Chip thing to want to speak at his own funeral. But I'm insisting, even if it's not a live show with an audience, although it would be better with an audience, that at least in this studio that there has to be a Chip funeral.
Yeah.
Chip just interrupting everyone's eulogies.
Yeah.
It's not fucking true.
Boo!
Yeah.
I'm chipping you, babe.
Yeah.
What if one more show and it's Chip getting roasted?
The final Chip Chipperson roast?
Yeah.
That's not fucking funny.
He's like in a chair with
wrong.
Yeah.
Chip Chippers and roast would be very funny.
To say goodbye.
This is the sayonara.
Right. Because you know what the beauty of Chip is? Even if we did a full-on Chip funeral and he came back 2 weeks later, people would just be like, yeah, it's Chip. Like that's what Chip would do. You know what I mean? You can kind of get away with anything.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about that. Like, if I ever wanted to bring it back, I could. And if people did, again, it's called following. People who love it, love it. Like, there are people that listen to it. And it's awesome.
Well, we could combine the two things. We could be the Chip Chipperson funeral, and we could bring in every comedian to just say a few words about Chip. We could do it at the Village Underground. And have
The Rock to say something.
Yeah, get The Rock to film something.
I think The Rock is finished with me.
Imagine having to DM DJ and say, "Hey, I'm remember that character? I'm actually killing that character. Do you think you could record a message for my character's funeral that I'm doing?"
He would do it.
He will, of course
He's
he
the
would.
best.
He is the best at everything.
Yeah, I love The Rock. You can't not love him.
You can't.
170 million people on Instagram. It's fucking insane.
And it should be more.
No, it's insane.
It should be more. James in Texas.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
Hey, I was going to say, is it possible that Chip's leaving podcasting because he's going to reunite with the sick fucking puppies?
Yeah, what about the burning embers and the sick fucking puppies?
Well, there was there was talk about burning embers because Chip had been working on a couple of solo tracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because Chip realized he didn't need the rest of the band?
Well, there was a country song he was working on. I don't remember what it was called. It was some awful country song.
There wasn't any good?
No, it was something about traveling the dusty road.
Oh.
It wasn't good, and it was very.
No, it doesn't sound like it was good. It sounds very hack.
Do you think so?
Very hack.
Wait, you don't think that that's a good sound?
No, I think it sounds like it's just been done to death. It sounds like somebody with a base knowledge of country music.
This is 24 seconds long. I've had this for a year. I haven't heard it over a year ago. I recorded this.
Is this the song?
No, it's 24 seconds. I'll put ideas in my phone like that, and I don't know exactly what this. I think this is it.
Okay.
Wait.
Chip's new country western.
Oh yeah, I'll
in the dusty road.
Oh. That was just the concept of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, just
it sounds like he was about to sing.
What? Oh.
The pie is all crusty, the spokes are all rusty, the road is all dusty, my eyes are all musty, I'm riding the dusty road.
Maybe all that stuff needs to come out.
You know what the best part about that clip is, right?
No.
That he has to do it quietly because he is somewhere in a public place and there's people in the background.
Yeah. There's ambient noise. He's clearly in public.
There's probably somebody I want to stick my dick in across the table or go into the restroom.
Or is it like an airport?
We could play that at the end of the funeral. Like, isn't that like
the lost tapes?
And now Chip he's gone off to ride the dusty road.
Do you like
heaven.
that? Do you think it was good?
It's very bad. So, my eyes are all musty. The road is so dusty.
Yeah.
Just like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's all still content. That's all.
I love content.
That's still good. Because you can go back. It's like, in like a couple years, it's like the Beatles released the anthology.
That's right.
And they went back to like the demo tapes.
There's a strong Chip Chipperson archive is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
This has been Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. To download today's show or listen on demand anytime, get the SiriusXM app or go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Follow Jim Norton and Sam Roberts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube @Jim and Sam Show. Listen every morning live starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. See you then.
Oops, I